You do not know how to shop online. Chances are if you paid retail price for something, you don't know these tricks to never pay retail again. Because trust me, 7 times out of 10, there is a way to not pay retail price. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Look, whether you're shopping online or in person, there's always something that you could do. Now, granted, in my opinion, shopping online is a little bit easier, but there are some people who prefer shopping in person. That's okay, because like I said, I have both in today's video. So let's take the harder one first. Let's talk about shopping in person. Now, of course, there's pros and cons to both. When you're shopping in person, at least you can go ahead and try on the piece to make sure it fits. So if you like this more, here are some ways to not pay retail price. Every single store has a clearance section. Now, chances are in person, this is going to be in the very corner. They're trying to hide it from you. There's usually one there. Now, a lot of these things are going to be out of season, and that's okay. Here and there, you could probably find something good for the current weather, but the main point of clearance sections is to get rid of anything they didn't sell. And that's why it's heavily discounted, because at that point, they're just trying to get rid of it. So this is good if you want to shop in advance for the new seasons that are coming up in half a year or so. But like I said, here and there, you could probably find some good pieces for the current season. And I personally have found some gems. I know Paxton, for example, when I used to shop there a lot, I used to always go to the clearance section first, because every single time they had a buy one, get one free. So I would get 2 shirts for the price of 1, or there's stuff that are 50% off, 60% off. Like I said, a lot of stores are really just trying to get rid of inventory. And chances are every single store has them. Another thing you could do is pull out your phone, search online for in-store coupons, and just like that, you have your hands on some discounts that you could scan on your phone once you get up to the front desk. This one is definitely underrated. I feel like a lot of people look this one over, and yes, you're not going to find it every single time, but on the times you did find it, you'll be glad that you watched this video. Speaking of that, you should subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, there's also plenty of applications out there that can get you your hands on some coupons that you could use online. I used to use a lot of apps when I was a student that gave student discounts on a bunch of different brands. The first one that comes to the top of my head is going to be something like Student Beans, but there are plenty of other companies that do the same thing. The next thing you could do is probably the easiest one. Granted, it's not the most effective, and that is once you get to the front desk, chances are you could sign up for a newsletter and get discounts on anything that you're buying at that point in time. And that's because when you sign up for the newsletter, they'll give you 10% off right away, which means you could use it for your current store. Now, this is the one that I used to do all the time because places like H&M have it. I believe I did the same thing as Zara once. Now, sometimes they might forget to offer it to you, but if you do something as little as asking, then you could definitely get your hands on a discount. Now, the thing is, depending on how comfortable you are, there's some people that are just very introverted and they don't like talking when they don't have to. But in this channel, I definitely recommend stepping out of your comfort zone and talking, because I've done it once or twice where I've talked my way into a discount. What this means is flirting with the girl in the front, which has actually worked a few times, but sometimes I got rejected cold face. But the point is, there is no harm in trying, because best case scenario, I get a discount on the pieces that I'm buying either way. And the worst thing that could happen is literally nothing, because what are they going to do? Kick you out the store? No, they're still going to want your business, and you're going to walk away with the pieces you want in the first place. Now, just be careful with this one, because sometimes they're going to offer you a credit card, and I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I personally never sign up for these credit cards. Just make sure you're not getting tricked into getting one, and instead make sure to ask if it's just a newsletter, because all a newsletter is trading your email for a 10-15% off discount. Other things that I think are so underrated, if you're at a shoe store, sometimes what you could do is if you see the shoe that you want and you pick it up from the shelf and you notice that it's your size, go up to the front, ask them if you can get a discount because that shoe was on display, and because other people tried it on and technically it's not completely brand new, they'll give you a 10% off. And yes, that is something that I've done before as well, and it's worked. I've gotten 10% off at Nike, at Foot Locker, at a bunch of different stores, because the shoe that I wanted was being displayed on my size, and I decided to take the one on display, therefore getting a nice little discount. Now, again, when you're shopping in person, chances are you're gonna have to do a little talking, so it's a good way to step out your comfort zone, but don't let that scare you. There are some people out there that are too embarrassed to ask for discounts. There is nothing wrong with trying to save money, so there's nothing wrong with asking for discounts, and you should never feel embarrassed by it. I've done it so many times, and I will continue to do so. So if you're feeling too prideful, or maybe you just don't like shopping in person, now let's go over how to shop online to avoid paying retail price. Okay, so now we're on the desktop, and like I said, right here, it's a little bit easier to get discounts. Now, of course, first, it's all about picking the right stores. Of course, there are some stores out there that just never offer discounts, but chances are the stores that are already affordable don't mind on missing out on a few extra dollars. So places that are very affordable, that are always giving discounts, are places like H&M, Uniqlo, Zara. Hollister is definitely on the list. I always see Hollister having sales. ASOS, the list can go on forever. But like I mentioned earlier, every store has a clearance section. I said that about in person, but the same goes for online as well. One of my favorite stores that's on the pricier side is going to be Ralph Lauren. So let's check out that. So what's the first thing that you notice about this website? The sales section. Up to 40% off. Let's click on men. And here we are, a bunch of things that are already on sale. Granted, this place is pretty expensive. So something that used to cost $500 is now $330. These are prices that I personally wouldn't touch. Every single time I shop online, first thing that you always have to do, sort by price low to high. Now, most of the time, you're just gonna get socks and underwear in the beginning, scroll a little bit down, and then you start getting into things that we're actually interested, which is shirts, pants, anything worthwhile. For example, a Henley that used to cost $80, $70 is now $40. This mock neck shirt, $45. And do you remember what I said earlier? That a lot of these things are gonna be out of season, which is fine. You can shop in advance. But let's say you don't want to do that. You can still find some gems. For example, something like swimming trunks, something like chino shorts for $45. Now, like I said, Ralph Lauren is already pretty expensive. So even on sale, this might be out of budget for some of you, which I completely understand. This was just an example. Let's go into some places that are more affordable. For example, Uniqlo. So again, searching up Uniqlo. First thing, spring clearance. We're pretty much exiting the spring and heading into summer, but nonetheless, a lot of these spring pieces are still going to be good for the summer. So again, this is going to be the last collection that didn't sell out. So now they're just trying to get rid of this stuff. So stuff like normal shirts, something like activewear shorts, 7 inches. You could wear this for the summer and it'd be great. This oversized Aerism tee is one of the most famous pieces that Uniqlo has to offer. I have one in white and I definitely want plenty more. And right now it's only $10. So scrolling through, there are plenty of things to choose from. A linen stand color striped shirt. Linen is one of the best shirts that you can wear even in the summer. So this is not even out of season. You could wear a lot of these things as soon as it gets to your door. Now, another one of my favorite stores right now is more on the pricey side. Like I said, there are ways to get out of paying retail price. So let's go to that website. But that will be Abercrombie & Fitch. Now look, Abercrombie & Fitch right now is one of the biggest names in men's fashion. And I think it's for a good reason. Look at these pieces. Linen shirts, camp collared shirts. A lot of these things are perfectly on trend. This camp collared button up, for example, one of the best shirts that you can get for the summer. But look at it, it's $60. Now, typically I would advise you to go to the sale section. But let's say you don't want to do that because you're going to find pieces like this that you're just going to fall in love with and you're not going to want anything else. You just want this shirt. First of all, you're probably impulse purchasing, but that's a different conversation. Let's say you want to try to get a discount on something like this. Now, one thing that I definitely recommend checking out are browser extensions like Honey, Karma. There are plenty of things out there that will scan online for coupons and try to get you a discount on pieces that you have in your cart. Now look, that's not always the case. So one thing you could do as well is go out of your way, go on Google, search up some discounts and go from there. Just for an example, let's go ahead and try to do something like that. I'm gonna put my mic on my chain for now. Hopefully it's not muffled. So let's go on something like Google, Abercrombie, definitely spelled that wrong. And there's a bunch of websites out here that's gonna offer that. I had no idea Forbes had it, but look. And something that I mentioned earlier, if you sign up for their newsletter, you're gonna get discounts. So $10 off when you join the Abercrombie & Fitch Club. That is perfect. But one of the issues with that is that you can only use it one time. Now, how do you get around this? What I personally do, I have like 10 different emails. So that's 10 different times that I can go online and at Abercrombie & Fitch and get a discount. Now, like I said, it's not that big, but this next one, a birthday discount. How are they ever gonna know that it's your real birthday? They can't. So use those 10 different emails that I was talking to you about, and now you have 10 different birthdays. There are plenty of coupon codes out there. You just have to find them. Sometimes it's not always gonna work, but that just kind of brings me on to the next point, which is you're not always gonna find a discount code. And that is because there are some stores that just never have discount codes. And that's because they either always sell out or they're just so popular that they're not gonna run discount codes because a lot of times the only reason why companies do those discount codes in the first place is to try to get rid of inventory. And if it's a brand that never has an issue with getting rid of inventory, then they're really not going to run discount codes. So look, what I was pretty much trying to get at is that there are ways to get out of paying retail price 7, maybe 8 out of 10 times. But if you do your due diligence, then you can ensure that you're getting the best price possible. I take it that if you're watching this video, you want to dress better. And chances are, if you want to dress better, you want to look better. And if you want to know the complete guide to looking better, I have a video that's going to show you exactly that. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.